they had us the first half. I'm not going to lie.
Oh, could be Wayne!
I think I got my swagger back. Oh!
I love it, baby!
Them orange britches. Something about them orange britches.
Tennessee wins! By Tennessee, Jawan Jennings. Jennings makes the catch.
Ball hit high in the air into right field. Going back is Sayre. And Tennessee can say hello, win column. A grand slam in the bottom of the ninth. You can't draw it up any better.
We just won a basketball game, and we're very happy right now. McGrath for the win. He got it. If you don't like college football and you watch this one, I'm not sure what your problem is.
Reddit did to do, and welcome into More Important Issues. It is Wednesday, October 11th. That feels like something happened October 11th. Just feels like a day, you know? No?
502nd episode.
502, baby. Load them up. Thank you all for tuning in on a Wednesday night. I mean, thank you all for tuning in all the time, but on a Wednesday night, coming at you a day early. If you're a guy that listens or a gal that listens to this on their Friday commute, just pretend you didn't see it on Thursday morning. Save it for Friday. You know, you want to hear my voice with the car flags whipping in the wind as you drive down to work. Just wait. Just wait.
We're a little stitious here, so don't change anything.
Don't do
it. Even
though
we did already.
We should have just put third. We should have just acted like it was Thursday. No one would know.
Yeah.
Grit would love it. I'm gonna get just absolutely annihilated on Twitter again for saying the wrong day. But pretend it's Friday. We've got a wedding this weekend. I would hate more, but it is on a Friday night. The guys know. They know.
And
Dudes
the
know.
bride and groom are coming to the tailgate on
Are they
Saturday.
actually?
Yeah.
We should have another ceremony.
You are a minister.
I am. Well, I don't know if I don't know if minister is the right word, but I can marry them.
Okay. What is that called?
I just think
ordained? You're ordained.
No, I think that's like the minister title. You're
Oh.
an ordained minister. I think I just like have my life. Like I'm an officiant.
Okay.
That's it. I'm an officiant.
Okay.
So yeah, if anybody needs me to do a wedding, I have never done one because the reason I got those people just got married at the courthouse during COVID. Kind of like I told them to, so I could avoid doing all that. Not that it was a long process. It's actually quite easy. But yeah, I'll marry you. First one's on me. Second one you got to pay for though.
Okay. I like that. Yeah.
Yep. All right, guys, I'm excited. We are back in Neyland. I think we talked about on Sunday, like it was kind of nice to relax, but then when you get into that, like, all right, it's been 10 days since I've seen the Vols play. It kind of sucks.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
I'm
it's
glad
good to get back to football, but also it is, I feel like it is set in like Saturday. You're like, when you're watching Texas A&M, you're like, all right, we played them.
See, I feel like Saturday, it's kind of nice. You're like, oh, I'm relaxed. Like because like usually you're a little nervous, and obviously our day's busy, starts early. But it's always fun. Don't get me wrong. But it's also like that Saturday, you're just like sitting on the couch. Or for me, I was on the golf course. It's like, this is nice. Like, this is really nice. It's like Sunday and Monday when you realize you haven't seen them play. Like, then it hurts. You're like, man, kind of hate bye weeks or away games, for example. Like, I can't wait to be back in Neyland. Checker Neyland's going to be gorgeous. We're going to preview A&M. We're going to talk about that. I'm fired up. We'll be tailgating. Stop by. And shout out to Austin White, Realty Executives. Check him out. Good dude, I think.
Yeah, great
Hold me
dude.
to that.
We'll definitely hook you up. I used him, and I have trust issues, but he helped me through that, and I got everything. I got my forever home, if you will. So
I will be using Austin when the interest rates are not 7.5%. Shout out to the Fed.
Yeah.
So that we're gonna have to wait, Austin.
That's probably a good interest rate too.
Oh, if I got 7% right now, I'd be ecstatic.
Yeah.
It's like 7.4.
Yeah.
That's like another $30,000.
Mm-hmm.
No, I'm good. Or if you're trying to sell me a home for nothing, give me a home, I will get you married. That's the deal. That's what we're doing. And Austin will make it happen. But yeah, shout out to Austin for making this tailgate happen as well as getting Landon into his forever home and you into your forever home or your temporary home or investment property. Whatever
he
want,
did know that this was also going to be the home of a business. Well, it's just we have to put an address. So we put mine.
Austin is officially in commercial real estate as well.
Yeah, exactly.
Don't quote me on that. We're also going to talk some. Did we spell predictions wrong everywhere? Or did I don't know. It doesn't matter. We're going to talk some predictions as well as college football this week, week 7. You know what that means. We've got picks. Joey will not be joining us, but he's just going to do Dylan's picks, so it doesn't matter. His mom is right now on Wheel of Fortune, so go watch. Maybe will she give a shout out to the pod?
She should.
That she should. My son's a producer for this podcast. They always ask, a little fun fact, little tidbit. If you got questions, go ahead and drop them in the chat. Sorry for rambling and tangenting, but it is a Wednesday, so there's going to be even more of that. You're welcome.
I don't see where we spelled predictions wrong.
And it's just in this note. It just got an extra O, so we're good.
Okay, cool.
All right. I mean, not that it really matters, but we're good.
Okay.
Before we do jump into the entire podcast, I got to tell you guys about our good friends at Underdog. Underdog is Knoxville's best sports collectible store with a wide selection of UT cards, autographs, and memorabilia. Whether you're looking for a Peyton Manning autographed helmet or the most recent Topps baseball card release, you'll find it at Underdog. The shop is owned by UT graduates and proudly supports UT sports by hosting NIL events throughout the year. Stop by where's that address? I almost said, what is it? The university, whatever it is. But you're not going there anymore. Bigger, newer, better. Underdog is now at the 640 Plaza at 4452 Western Avenue in Knoxville. Open 6 days a week with live YouTube shows 3 nights per week. Remember, always bet on the Underdog. Shout out to Underdog Sports. Shout out to me for memorizing most of that.
I love it.
The address is all I missed. I'm sorry.
Well, you filled it nicely.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Yeah, you did great. All right. A&M, suck it.
You're going like with a pre-suck it? I respect that.
Yeah. Jimbo, definitely suck it. Yeah, this is a big game because you look at the kind of landscape throughout the rest of the season. Tennessee hasn't played well on the road. The next 2 road games at Alabama, at Kentucky. You play Georgia. You play at Missouri. I mean, it's a tough stretch, and I don't think Tennessee has had a great strength of schedule up to this point. So it's going to be a real test where this team's at, and I think we're like, this is the 6th game, and I don't think we know exactly how good or how not good this team is.
Yeah, I agree. I think a game like this, probably this stretch, which I'm going to kind of tangent a little bit. We knew this stretch wouldn't be easy at the beginning of the season. And I don't think any of these games are Tennessee's quote unquote toughest games. That's probably reserved for Georgia. Right now, Florida at the Swamp, which we didn't know it would be tough that way, but we knew it'd be tough. We know Alabama's going to be tough. We knew A&M's going to be talented. Kentucky's going to be -8 degrees. It's getting colder. But yeah, this stretch with Missouri looking like they're quality and playing pretty good football right now. They may have a quarterback. That I know that doesn't sound like a Eli Drinkwitz coach team, but they may. You've also, you got Kentucky, who's physical up front and playing pretty good football outside of whatever happened in Athens last weekend. So yeah, I mean, I don't think we imagined what this stretch would be. I think it was Voldemort, I think is how he said it. He put that a game like this, I don't think just a game like this, but the stretch of games, it's going to take Joe Milton for Tennessee to win. Like, he's going to have to play a higher level of football. And I know he's the quarterback. I know it sounds simple, but this Josh Heupel offense, while you can get by without a Hendon Hooker, you still need your quarterback to be good, really good.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I think that's huge in this game. I think if Tennessee wins this game, it's Joe Milton played a good football game.
Yeah.
Because I do think Texas A&M is going to be. I mean, they're giving up 84 yards per game on the ground. That's going to be tough for Tennessee to run the football as well as they have. and this is kind of the first time they've really been tested. They were kind of tested a little bit against Florida, but we were down for most of that game, so we didn't run the ball very much. We kind of abandoned it, which is an issue I had, but we'll leave that in the past. But yeah, that's something you're going to have to do. Like Jalen Milroe last week against Texas A&M made enough plays with his arm to win that football game. And I think the same is going to have to happen for Tennessee to win this football game. Is Joe Milton is going to have to play better than he has and make some throws. And those receivers have to make plays as well. It's not just on Joe Milton, but that vertical passing game has to be better for Tennessee to be a really good football team and get to that 9-10 win threshold that they want to get to from the start of the season.
Yeah, and I think that 84 rushing yards, I mean, we talked about it last Sunday or this past Sunday. Texas A&M's their strongest unit is their front seven, their defensive line. Rushing is going to be very difficult. If you can stretch the field, they're still, they can still attack you with 5-6 guys and be effective, but it opens up a lot of options in that rushing game. If you struggle to throw the ball, it's gonna. I mean, you've got 3 good backs, but it's not really possible. I mean, I shouldn't say not possible, but it makes it a heck of a lot harder than if you can throw vertical passes and make linebackers help in pass coverage and really stretch that front seven out. So that, I mean, I feel like that sounds so easy. It's going to take a lot more than just that, but I think that's your linchpin. Is Joe Milton better than he's been?
Yeah, and I think Tennessee runs the ball better than 84 yards. At least I hope.
I think so too. I think their rushing attack is really strong. I think if you get Cooper Mays for 4 quarters, that changes the dynamic of the offensive line. So I think it's going to be okay, but your rushing attack is your strong suit, and you've got to find a way to use that as much as possible.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, just having another week of that, I think Tennessee's best 5 offensive linemen, they played kind of that whole game against South Carolina. Get a week to kind of rest. Again, Cooper Mays is a big part of that, getting him another week of rest. And here we go into this rough stretch. But I just think that camaraderie along the offensive line is huge, and especially with how much we, call plays at the line of scrimmage.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that's huge for this week against Texas A&M to be able to run the football. And I think part of Joe Milton's going to have to run the ball too. I don't think they can. Yeah. It's kind of been this way and I'm not asking him to be Hendon Hooker, but if something is not there, he has to be able to run the football at some point, because through the first couple weeks of the season, if we give up a sack, which he hasn't been sacked a lot, I'll give him that. But when he's been sacked, that's kind of the end of that drive.
Right.
It seems like. So, I know we got sacked last year, but it didn't really hurt us because we had that vertical passing game. To this point, we just haven't had much of it. And so, keeping him upright is big, but he's got to make some plays when plays aren't there at some point.
Yeah, absolutely. I think too, kind of going into that Joe Milton running, Joe Milton's got to find a way to not only extend plays, which he's done a pretty good job of moving around the pocket or getting out of the pocket at times. When he's able to get first downs, it's crucial. I think that's what Hendon Hooker did really well. I bet I can almost guarantee if you go back and look at film, there's probably times where Hendon tucks it and runs. It's 2nd and 4, 3rd and 4, tucks it and run, or moves out of the pocket. There may be a guy downfield, but instead of doing that, he goes and gets the first down. Being situationally aware, move the chains, live to fight another 4 downs if you can. And I'm not saying I would have to go back and say Joe Milton had to say he has not done that. But that's where I think Hendon Hooker bailed you out of a lot of things. Is he got first downs with his legs when it looked like we weren't going to.
Yeah. And A&M's defense did a really good job against Alabama, not letting Jalen Milroe get loose in the pocket. I think that was a huge emphasis for them. but he made enough throws down the field to make them pay for it at times.
Mhm.
If A&M's going to do the same thing and play a lot of man coverage, I think that's big for Tennessee because they haven't played a team that is playing a bunch of man coverage to give them those one-on-one matchups on the outside. So I think this is a better opportunity for now. They probably are better corners, even though they haven't really showed it. Especially they let Tyler Van Dyke piece them up for 375 and 5 touchdowns. But I think this is a big opportunity for this vertical passing game to get going, even though you don't have Brew. I know Dante Thornton's been dealing with the hamstring issues. So, but I think the opportunities are going to be there. You just got to hit on them.
Yeah, and I think
Make a damn play.
Yeah, I Squirrel White's willing to.
Yeah.
Throw it up to him. Just let him catch a punt. Just chuck it. That's another thing. Like, especially in those deep passes, I think it sucks that we've been begging Joe Milton for so long not to overthrow them. Give him. Yeah. I feel like that has reined him in a little bit. Give him a chance to not have to come back to the ball. Is that the way to say that?
Yeah.
Put it out in front of him.
Make him go get it.
Yeah. Squirrel White's play would have been, it was an awesome catch, and I'm glad, he got that highlight moment, but it would have been cool if he had just thrown it out in front of him.
Yeah.
And he has the arm to. He could have thrown it into you, Landon.
Yeah. It would have been really cool if an official could, see pass interference. That'd be cool.
Nah.
Good Lord. Yeah. Big game. Huge game.
Huge. I can't wait. And I feel like we talked about the offense. I'm really excited to see this defensive line get to work. They just seem to bring it every week. True just lunch pail guys, man. Let me tell you. Blue collar, just willing to get dirty, roll around with the, we talk about how offensive linemen, you need them to be just you want your offensive line to be nasty. It's not people you want to live with. Like that's kind of offensive line you want. I think we got that in the defensive line. I think we got those kind of guys, and I think they're dirtier than the offensive lines they played and showed.
Yeah, James Pierce, and James Pierce
has like 2 pizza boxes sitting on his coffee table right now, probably from a couple weeks ago. Peanut butter's open in the kitchen. Couple dirty bath towels in the bathroom. That dude's he's dirty.
Okay, I like that. Yeah, doesn't sweep. What's sweep?
Yeah, no.
What's a broom?
He goes to work every day.
Yeah,
he's not got time for that.
No,
I'm excited for him.
He's in the film room right now. He's not even home.
Here you go. James Pierce gets a Pro Football Focus graphic this week.
He should.
That's my bold prediction for Game 6.
He needs to.
Well, no, maybe not. Tennessee fans love him, so maybe not. But I'm going to say he does.
Okay. Well, Max Johnson, backup quarterback. So a little different. Still probably like I kind of like have him very similar to Joe last year, just like a quality backup would start for some programs. Not fantastic, but is capable of, I don't know about winning a football game. Maybe win you a football game. I don't know.
He hasn't shown that he can go out and win you a football game yet.
Yeah.
Which I don't know. You could probably put that Alabama loss more on Jimbo Fisher than him, but he had his chances.
Yeah, they could have just not played as much man coverage, but whatever. I won the bet, so that was cool with me. Yeah, the defense, this is going to be huge. They got some playmakers. They got Evan Stewart. Anaya Smith is, a really good player for them. Got to make sure you keep him in check, especially on third down. They got some big backs.
Third down.
Yeah, I love it. They got some bigger backs. They want to throw the ball. But they can run it, but not a great running team by any means. And Tennessee, I just don't think they're going to be able to run the football very well against Tennessee. Already not great running team, running against one of the best defensive fronts in the SEC. I just don't see it. They're going to go after the secondary, kind of like I think Tennessee should do against A&M's defense. Go after the secondary and see what you can get. Let your playmakers be playmakers. That just means Tennessee's edge rushers, interior guys, Amari Thomas, Tyler Barron, James Pierce, Roman Harrison. Go get them.
Yeah. Crazy stat that this is probably going to be a jinx. So when he does score, you can just clip this and tweet it out. Crazy stat of the day. Anaya Smith doesn't have a receiving touchdown.
Oh, interesting.
I would have lost that trivia one.
Yeah, I wish you didn't say that.
Well, I mean, it had to be said. I just had to like put it into the. I was already thinking it, and in my head, once I think it, I've jinxed it. Like,
well, here's another kind of jinx. Since October 16th of 2021, Texas A&M has not won a road football game. They've lost seven in a row. But in that time frame, Tennessee has won 12 home games, so that makes me feel a lot better.
Truly, like a something's got to give game.
Yeah.
You want to hear something else? I'm gonna jinx it, but I've already seen it. I've already seen it said, so it's okay. I guess I'm not jinxing it. Tennessee hasn't lost a home game since the Vols letters got put back on the stadium.
Wow.
So Butch Jones, if you didn't put a picture of yourself on the Jumbotron and opted for the Vols letters, you may still be the coach here. I don't know.
Possible. I wonder what was the last game we lost at home?
It would have been.
Was that Georgia?
Possibly. We didn't lose to Vanderbilt that year. That probably was the last one.
Or Ole Miss?
No, Georgia was in November. Ole Miss was October.
Yeah, it had to be Georgia.
Yeah. It's just crazy. Georgia was November 7th. Kentucky would have been away that year whenever it fell. That game was probably in October, which we won that game. I don't know why I said that.
Shootout.
Yeah. Truly, Will Levis, man. Might have gotten his draft pick there. We tried to take it away last November, but he earned it.
Yeah.
He earned it that in Lexington.
I just think that's crazy. I mean, they got beat by – in that span, they got beat by Mississippi State. They got beat by Auburn, Miami. I mean, it's not like they've, had to go to Georgia and Alabama and, those are their 7 games. But
Alabama is the first one on that.
Right.
Yeah, sorry.
But
they did also lose to a Jalen Milroe team.
They did. Probably the worst Alabama team we've seen in some time.
Yeah. So it's this A&M. I think that's kind of what scares me about this A&M team is like you watch them and they just don't look flashy and all. Like even with Connor Wegman, like it wasn't. They're the talent on their roster. They have they're really strong up front. So it's not super flashy. I would almost feel better about them if there was something flashy about them. Yeah. And they were this team and there was just one thing flashy. I'd probably feel better. But I'm like, there's something that's going to kind of sneak up on you.
Yeah, and it might be their defensive front is like kind of their flashy thing. Which
right.
I guess people could argue that about Tennessee as well right now. Or a rushing attack.
Rushing attack for sure.
Yeah. So, I mean, there's something's got to give. The leading rushing team in the SEC and, the best rushing defense in the SEC.
Yeah. And then you have Walter Nolan coming back into town. He had some words for some guys who got recruited. Did you see? I think it was Joey got in those replies.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That was great. Yeah, I think going back into the kind of the home field advantage too, winning cures a lot of things. And I think it's kind of cured what was the missing link in Neyland. For big games, you always sold them out in the last almost 20 years, no matter what. Even if it looked Georgia in 2017, we didn't know how bad we were yet. 2019 with Jeremy Pruitt, we probably knew how bad we were at that point. Georgia for the first, quarter was a freaking awesome environment.
Yeah.
And then, what happened. And so Tennessee always gets up for those. The missing link was winning. I mean, that place is a true home field advantage. And you're missing like 2,000 seats on the West End right now. Imagine if those were filled with Vestalites. I mean, that place would be nuts. But yeah, I think it's just it's nice to see a fortress kind of return to greatness. And I'm partial in saying that I think Neyland's the best college football stadium in the country, probably the best stadium in the country. there's no denying it's one of the best, and it's shown in the last 12 home games.
Yeah. I mean, we just feel comfortable here. We feed off that energy. I think the defense does as well. And for it just feels like it's hard to play on the road like anybody right now.
Yeah.
It's just a difficult thing to do is go win in this league on the road. Because even though they're not as big, minus Vanderbilt and maybe Missouri, but other than that, like they are like decent venues to play in. Like there is crowd noise that you have to deal with.
There's not a lot of bad stadiums in the SEC. Hot take. Because I've hated on Missouri, but I would like to see a game there. It's just kind of unique in that it's not very big. I want to sit in the berm. Sue me.
I just want to.
I'm a big berm guy.
I'm not going if it's.
I don't want to go there every week.
Yeah,
I don't want to be a Missouri Tiger.
Yeah, I would like to play them earlier in the year before I go to a game
100%.
there.
Yeah, no, I'm with
It's
you.
usually cold and rainy. I'm not down for that.
No, I'm with you. But yeah, a lot of good environments, and Tennessee struggled on the road, but it's also it's been in places that make sense.
Yeah.
I know we've kind of given credit to every environment, but I mean, even just look at Pitt last year in Heinz Field or whatever they want to call it now. They do grind out a win. Going back to that Kentucky game in 2021, maybe one of the better environments. Kentucky fans won't admit it, but that they've had there, Tennessee gets it done.
Yeah,
and like for those to be some of Heupel's away signature wins, but you do have LSU. I know it's a noon game, and they'll all use that excuse, but if you can't bring it at noon, I don't know what to tell you, man. You just rally from Friday night. Don't ever go to sleep.
Brian Kelly's not a huge brunch guy. That's on him.
Yeah, I don't know if you're really Southern if you can't wake up early and go to work.
Yeah, he's not. He's probably not. He probably doesn't even like biscuits and gravy. What a joke.
You think they'd fire him if he admitted that?
What if they said, yeah, he didn't like crawfish or something?
Oh, 100%. Get rid of that guy.
I mean, yeah, they'd throw him in a swamp.
But yeah, good news is this one's a home game, so I won't keep going on about our away struggles. But yeah, I'm excited to get back in there. I know we didn't play away last week. We didn't play at all. But yeah, it's gonna be good to get back into, like you said, just where they feel comfortable. And Checker Neyland's always just, I don't know if the people are buzzing a little bit more, but it always feels like it's got a little extra juice to that stadium.
Yeah, it feels good. A lot of people complaining that they have to wear white. It's like you got a 50-50 chance.
No, we don't. 4 years in a row, Landon. That's not 50-50.
Well,
what are the odds of a coin flip landing on heads 4 times in a row?
50-50, like you're going to be upset or not.
Okay, I said if they switched them every 3 like they had done after the first 3, I wouldn't be mad. I'll wear white in 3 years, gladly, but not this year.
You better wear white.
I'm not. We're having a wedding at the tailgate, and only brides can wear white. So I'm not. I would never disrespect a bride on her wedding day.
I don't believe you.
I never would. I feel like people now from your comments are going to think I have disrespected a bride on their wedding day. I've never disrespected a bride on their wedding day. That wasn't an inside joke Landon was insinuating. I've not, and I wouldn't.
You remember on my wedding day, you told, didn't somebody be like, they were like, yeah, I'll go ask the bride.
Yeah, we went to get drinks before the wedding, and they're like, let me just clear it with the bride. I was like, absolutely not. You're not going to text the bride and ask if the groomsmen can start drinking before the wedding. We just won't. I respected the bride in that scenario.
We should have done it.
We should have. She should have it was one beer. She just gave it to us.
Yeah. She didn't have to bring the bride into this.
Right. I have the groom right here for approval.
Yeah. This is a marriage.
Yeah. We didn't have a 50-50 chance to drink that beer, apparently. So.
But yeah, this is a big game because, I mean, like, during this stretch, if you drop this one, it gets really tough to win 9-10 games. Like really
yeah.
tough.
Oh yeah. I mean, I think Alabama's a very beatable team, but we're talking about going to Bryant-Denny. Could be a night game.
After what we did to them last year. No, it's at 3:30.
Oh, that's right. They announced it. I forgot they
Yeah.
announced it. I'm behind. Kind of crazy. We've got back-to-back 3:30 games.
Like Gary just must love us.
Oh yeah. Someone posted on Reddit. They're like, "Does anyone have an in for the time of the Kentucky game?" And people just kept commenting. It's decided 2 weeks out, and they were like, "Yeah, but I'm just seeing if anybody like has like an educated guess." And I'm like, someone said, unless you know the CEO of CBS or ESPN, I was like, I'm sure like big games, Tennessee, Alabama, Auburn, all that, like they know they want to do 3:30.
Yeah.
Kentucky, Tennessee. I love Tennessee. I think Kentucky, Tennessee is a fun rivalry, even though it's one-sided. I guarantee you they have not thought about the time that game's going to be.
No, I mean, you want to get the best matchup possible, so you got to wait till
Yeah.
some of these games play out.
Right now, I would tell you there's 100% chance that game will not be at noon. If for somehow, some way, both those teams go 0-3 the next 3, that game's going to be at noon.
Yeah.
So
Also, if they do it at noon, I think that's pretty good for Tennessee. I'll take that.
Yeah, on the road, and then in Lexington, where it's going to be just you're gonna freeze your balls off.
Yeah. Yeah.
Agreed.
Yeah, got to win this one.
Yeah.
Take care of business, and then we'll see what we got on the road after that.
Yeah.
We do got a question. We kind of tweeted this out. If Tennessee does win, who is the MVP of the game?
I think a running back has a day. Because I said obviously it takes Joe Milton. And I think he still had to play really good, but I think we're talking about Jalen or Dylan Sampson having a really good day.
I think if the running game is able to like really run the ball, like they go 200, I think Tennessee puts it on them.
I like that.
I really do.
I like that.
Now here's the thing: you can't have like stupid turnovers. Like you can't have two of those interceptions like you did at South Carolina. But if you're able to take care of the football and run the ball like you have been, yeah, I think it's. I think we might get home early to watch the end of the Oregon-Washington game.
To be clear, we're not leaving early. Dude, the amount of people still watching that game from the parking lot, the amount of people that leave early, I would assume just to beat the traffic, it's insane.
Yeah, what are you doing?
Yeah.
Like those tickets keep going up, but you keep leaving early. I'm getting my money's worth. I'm staying the whole time.
I love listening. It's just like tradition, listening to 99.1 Vol Network after the game. I love it. It's time to check the stats. Oh, that's my favorite.
It's not great at all, but
no, I mean it's not. It's not. And it was so much more nostalgic back in the day when you were driving home and you didn't know like the finals of any games, and so you had them giving out final scores or score updates. It was much better then. But it's just one of those things. Like I've always done it as a kid. We would turn on 99.1 the moment it was probably on the way to the game as well, but we would turn it on the way back, and so I do it.
Okay, I like that.
Yeah.
We do have a prediction from Joey, our very own.
Okay.
He said Dylan Sampson has 200 yards. He goes off. I guess 200 total yards. I don't guess it has to be rushing yards. But, dude, I do think that is big to get him involved in the passing game.
That passing game or get him out in space.
Mm-hmm.
Toss. This is probably a game that you let Joe potentially take some hits with a speed option type stuff or read option.
Yeah.
I think you got to find ways to get him out into space.
Yeah, he does. Donnie Lawson said Dylan Sampson needs at least 10 touches. Yeah, get him the football.
I'll do you one better. I think he needs at least 11 touches.
12. Can I get 13?
Dylan Sampson's like, yes, please. I really feel bad, Chris Johnson. The update on Brew is he's going to be out for the season. And I feel like I'm breaking that news to you, and I hate that. So I'm really sorry to tell you that. Dude, I meant to like tweet it. Brew McCoy giving the fans a thumbs up, all that jazz. Dude's a tough son of a bitch.
He is.
If that happened to me and they were like, give him a thumbs up, I was like, no, I'm not moving.
Yeah, dog.
Absolutely not.
Dog.
Which it is funny, like the guys, not funny. That's not the right word. But they're what are they saying to the guys when they're getting carted off and we're trying to figure out if they're paralyzed or not? And they're like, hey, can you give the crowd a thumbs up? Like, there may be some nerves just completely shattered in your body right now, some vertebrae, but we're going to make the 50,000, 100,000 people here think you're okay. So maybe just do that for me. Just give me a little, like, one of those.
Yeah, maybe they huddle around and, like, actually, like, do that with his, like, hand.
Yeah.
And make the thumbs up sign and then cart him off and he's got it.
Right. I'm like, we don't always need a thumbs up. We don't always need it, okay?
Right.
But no, I mean, I'm glad Brew is as good as, I guess he can be in this moment, but
yeah,
it sucks for him. Ronnie Feltz, I like Heupel's record off of a bye.
What is it, 2-0?
I mean, I don't know what he was at UCF, but I guess at the most 4-0.
Okay.
3-1 maybe. I don't know. What? And he was just there for UCF for 2 years, right? 3 years.
I don't know.
Do you know where he first went to college?
Was it Weber State?
Weber State. My man.
Oh yeah.
My man. We'll never miss that one again.
No.
That was embarrassing. I was like, oh, I'm gonna surprise some people knowing this. That hurt. That stung.
I didn't know. I thought it was Snow College too, honestly.
Thought it was Snow. What are you gonna do?
Jon Snow.
Yeah. All right.
Prediction.
Man, you kind of got me amped. You're like, we're gonna put it on them. I think Vol score.
Run the damn ball.
I think Vol scored more than it was scored last week. I think it's 34-24. 10-point win. I think that you get a late field goal or even a touchdown to kind of like seal it, put it out of reach. Looks worse than it was maybe, but I think Vols at the end of the day, Vols win by 10.
I like that. I'm going man.
Let me kind of while you're thinking about that, let me add to it. Vols either kick a field goal or score a touchdown late to go up 10.
Okay.
James Pierce gets a strip sack to ice the game.
Okay. I was about to say to ice the game, but yeah. I'll take that too. Just keep icing it.
Yeah. We get 2 ices.
Okay, so you're going to go James Pierce at least 1 sack. I'm going to go 2 sacks.
Oh, we're giving all our predictions? Caleb wears orange.
Landon also wears orange in the correct section.
Danny White tries to appeal to the fans, plays Friends in Lowe's places. Whatever song they choose sucks worse, and everyone's more mad.
Okay. Eric
but we
Berry's
do get
down.
We do get a third down for what?
And then probably Eric Berry song by Swamp.
And we get at least one Eric Berry song. Third quarter?
That
should be the third quarter song this week. Eric Berry. And if you don't know the lyrics to that, you're an idiot.
You know his name. That's the lyrics.
That's the lyrics. He's very scary. Did you see that video that went around of him? They're mimicking the guys that they had several different commercials, and I can't remember the words right now. They used to be stuck in my head all the time, but it was the freecreditreport.com commercials.
Yeah.
And did you see them kind of mimicking that? And Eric Berry just shatters guitar. I'll have to find it. Pretty fun. I don't remember that video. Pretty funny video though.
Wow.
Good work by the media department back in 2008 or 9.
Killing it.
Absolutely.
Also, just them like pulling all the like Tennessee dancers out of class to do some cover/rap video for Eric Berry.
Yeah.
Swiper Boy is awesome.
I don't know how have we had a Swiper Boy appearance in Knoxville since?
Yeah, he was at a basketball game. I took a picture with him a couple years ago.
I'm talking about the artist Swiper Boy.
Oh, okay.
We got a Swiper Boy concert. Can you imagine being at a Swiper Boy concert in like, I don't know, the Coliseum?
I'm sure
he starts with an Eric Berry.
Has done that.
Eric Berry. I've DM'd him multiple times on Instagram to try to get him to come on the podcast, and he has not opened a single one.
Oh, maybe he deleted it. We're gonna go with that.
He was addicted. He had to delete the app.
Yeah,
I
get it.
Probably. Big Swiper Boy fan.
Lint.
Mm-hmm.
Just gave it up.
Yep.
Yeah, I feel like a frat or somebody would do that. Let's ask Joey.
He's watching. Yeah, they should bring him. Do we go to that frat concert? if they do. I am, actually. I'm not even asking for permission.
Word
I'm
up.
going.
Yeah.
Yep. I am disappointed. Pup Punk is playing at the Hill on Friday night, and I'll be at Brooke and Keaton's wedding.
What?
Pup Punk.
What is that?
It's the Barstool's.
God, I sounded like Jeremy Pruitt.
What is that? Jeremy Pruitt was trying to be Al Michaels. That's what it boils down to.
Yeah.
It's like PFT and Frankie and Robbie and Roan. They do like pop punk cover bands and stuff. I think they have some. They do. I don't know why. I think they have some OGs too.
But this is the actual band, not PFT and all them.
No, that's them. They're good.
Oh,
you
they're
should
a
listen to
band.
them. Yeah,
Is it like a rock band?
it's like a pop punk band. They're called Pup Punk.
Oh,
Yeah, that's pretty good.
What kind of cover songs do they do?
I mean, any pop punk. Mr. Brightside. You ever
Okay,
heard
they
of
do
it?
that. Yeah.
Okay.
What about 21st Night of September? They do that one.
Doubtful. They may. Maybe if you request it.
Okay.
It's a banger.
Or they take requests.
Maybe they're a cover band. I mean, at some level, I think they have to. I was reading. I don't know if this is true. Apparently, if they did this is legendary. Apparently, Mumford & Sons was playing a show in, I think, Utah, Arizona, and their opener had to cancel last minute. So they came out dressed like in costumes as their opener and played cover songs the whole time.
Oh, really?
I was like, that's true. That's the most legendary move of all time.
Who's the lead singer?
For Mumford & Sons?
No.
Oh, for
Pup Punk.
Roan.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
Yeah. Give them a listen. They're on Spotify. I don't know if they have any of their covers on Spotify, but their originals for sure.
Okay.
Song of the Summer. That's a banger. I'm shocked I haven't played it for you.
Maybe you have. I just vibing to it.
Just vibing.
Yeah.
That's all we do. That's all we can do.
I'm gonna go. I don't even think I read my prediction. I'm gonna go 31. 31. 27.
Okay. We're sweating that one.
It's a sweat. Yeah.
Vols cover.
I think it's a push. Is it?
No,
What
it's
is it?
3 right now on DraftKings.
Okay.
But right before the show, it was 3.
Okay. So it opened at 4.
4.5.
Yeah. Yeah.
I like it.
I'm in. Let's go.
Double score
And
predictions.
James
Let me
Pierce has
see
2 sacks.
2 sacks. Okay.
And Joe throws for 2 tutties.
Okay. One's to Dylan Sampson on a swing pass.
Okay. I like that. Yeah.
Bookmark it.
Actually, I
Maybe
think
don't. Have we seen
Yeah.
that swing pass since Virginia? Which I know it was a check down, but have we seen anything like it?
no, not really.
I feel like we should.
Yeah, I agree. I'm also I think this doesn't happen, but if it does, you can clip this also.
Okay.
Joe Milton, the game-winning touchdown, tries to throw it, gets batted down, he catches it, runs it in like Marcus Mariota did in the playoffs.
If that happens, I might have a heart attack. My heart rate during Tennessee games is scary. If my doctor saw that, they would be very angry with me.
Oh yeah, yeah.
The Alabama game, it got up to like 185, I think.
It doesn't help that we just eat like trash before the games either. But
Right. But what are you gonna do?
yeah,
Do it
I
for
mean
the
we only
Vols.
get
And
so many weeks of football season.
And no matter how if I'm hungry or not, how much I ate that day doesn't matter. I'm getting a smoky dog in the stadium. So
Dylan says he's predicting a fumble 6, so scoop and score. I love
Okay.
fumble 6s.
I've never fumbled a 6.
I've seen you fumble a 6 at Cool Beans before.
Not a 6, 7, 8, maybe. Not a 6. I'm just kidding. I'm like no. I'm like a 3, hard 3 though.
You're a hard
Like,
3?
Yeah, like you rounded down, like 3.3, rounded down.
You're
Not like a
your beard
2.7
is-
round up.
your
It's
beard-
coming in nice.
Yeah, that stash. I mean,
Dude, I told you before the show, I really want to shave it. But I'm also bald. I don't know if the bald. I'll just look like a cop. Yeah, that guy's definitely arrested people for
Yeah,
no
you'll
reason.
definitely look like Johnny Sins.
Worse, I probably look like a state trooper. Not worse. It's nothing against state troopers. I just don't want to look like one. I'm not a state trooper.
Well, their tickets are higher.
I don't want to give stolen. I'm not about that stolen valor life.
Like Texas A&M and their military affiliate.
Well,
school.
they're a military school.
Yeah.
So,
dude, the yell leaders are okay. If you're a yell leader, you should be put on a list.
1,000%.
And should not be allowed
anywhere within
like a mile of a school.
At least a mile.
Yeah, maybe more.
We should make a registered yell leaders list and update it every year with like their addresses and stuff.
Yeah.
You need to know where these people live and work amongst you.
Apparently they're having yell practice at the convention center.
Yeah, they do that so there's like, okay, so this is going to be a hot take. There are cool aspects of the cultiness of Texas A&M, but then they mix it with this really weird stuff that makes it just weird. But they do those yell practices on the road too, like every week. So
yeah, I keep watching that video. I'm like, A-G-G-I.
Yeah, it's bad.
It's so stupid.
The worst part is all their students join in. I was telling someone last week that A&M was one of the more underwhelming environments, and I think it's the yell leaders' faults because they're, hey, look at me, guys, instead of, hey, just scream and watch the game. And so all the students are waiting on these cheers to come in, trying to figure out what to do. They abandoned that in overtime, and that place got just rowdy. And it was awesome in overtime. Wish it had never gotten there. Should have never gotten there. Shout out to old CBJ. His initials are BJ. We did go to overtime, but yeah, it's not a great environment. And they have like 50,000 students in the stands. That should be the most rowdy environment of all time.
Yeah.
And it's not.
It's strange.
It's very strange.
I don't like it at all.
They are very nice people in my experience at Northgate.
The yell leaders?
Shout out to Northgate. No, maybe, but the people at Northgate, great people. Great people.
Yeah, I don't get it. I don't get the why they do that.
I don't know where that tradition comes from. I don't really kind of want to know. It's weird.
Mm-hmm.
Which, like, I'm also in the camp of, I think in general, cheerleaders are a strange aspect to football games. They're called cheerleaders, yet they don't lead any cheers. They're more just like cheerers. No one joins in their cheers, which would their name would imply they do.
Yeah, I feel like these people at Texas A&M, like the yell leaders, are the people that go back to their high school student section and still lead it.
It's probably part of their plan. They probably have to get practice.
Mm.
Oh, you want to know something weirder? After wins, they throw their yell leaders. They all pick them up and take them and carry them over to a fountain on campus and throw them in it. Their favorite thing to do after a win is just to get their yell leaders wet as hell.
Oh,
and they're wearing white too. Little wet t-shirt contest.
I'm sure that's not clean water either. I mean, it's just
no. I don't know. But yeah, they're a weird bunch, man.
Not even a Gatorade bath, just straight into some dirty water.
It's weird stuff. And like I said, there's aspects to it that are really, so there's like this line you toe of like, if you're too traditionalist, you're a cult, and they're definitely over that line. They're a cult.
Yeah, so like they get this like baptism of some sort. Are they just trying to wipe away the pedo in them?
I don't know. I've never met anyone that went to Texas A&M that had a bad experience that was like, yeah, we're a cult. So like it's pretty impressive that years removed from their stint in the cult, they're still in the cult. Most people, when they leave the compound, they're no longer in the cult.
Mm.
I think they're dangerous. I think all of Texas A&M, all the Aggies are dangerous. They're a danger to our society. They're the Branch Davidians at this point.
They are a branch,
and they are.
We don't know of
Texas.
what, but they're a branch.
I don't know what the hell an Aggie is, and there's a lot of them. There's a ton of Aggie mascots. They're all over the country too, man. Not just Texas.
It's like Columbia, like the city, all over.
What? Which one?
I'm just saying they're all over. Like there's so many of them.
Yeah. No, for sure. Paris.
Mm-hmm.
Paris has lost its luster to me. If you can have a name, if you can have a Paris, Tennessee, you have a Paris anything. And they've got an Eiffel Tower. Who gives a shit? Apparently you can just get one. We should get an Eiffel Tower.
Yeah, I feel like A&M is just like Texas was taken, obviously. Texas Tech was taken. Texas State was taken.
Oh, do you think Texas A&M came after all of this?
Yeah.
Okay. I feel like they should have if they want to be a military school so bad. I feel like they should have gone with the Texas Military Institute. Virginia said, "We're doing that. We're going to be VMI."
They would be TMI. Too much information.
They're yell leaders. I wonder. Ooh, we should have been nice about them and like pretended we were interested in their traditions and their history and figured out all the weird stuff. If you act interested, I bet they spill the beans.
I'd like that. That'd be cool.
Yeah. All right, delete this. We'll try that. We're going to work from the inside out.
Yeah,
I'm going to enroll at Texas A&M.
Actually, we should just take one this weekend and just like tie them up at the tailgate and like make them spill their.
I think we're getting into cult territory there if we're kidnapping and holding people hostage.
We want information on their cult.
So we're the FBI.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, I can be the good guys. Burt Macklin. Yeah. Dibs on Burt Macklin.
Yeah, you play good cop, bad cop.
Good cop, bad. I think it's bad cop, bad cop. I think the loser next year has to enroll at Texas A&M for a semester.
Okay.
And if you have to try out for yell leader, and if you get it, you have to be in school for all 4 years, so you can be a yell leader your senior year. It's been the longest just punishment ever.
Oh, are all those seniors?
I'm pretty sure. I think there's junior yell leaders, which is much more questionable. I'm just kidding. I don't know if you can even try out before your senior year, but I'm pretty sure they're all upperclassmen, if you will.
Mm. Yeah. What a weird thing. We do have a question.
That's tonight's tangent. One of 17.
Yeah. Ethan Cundiff said, "How do y'all feel about our front seven defensively against A&M?" They're playing well.
Yeah, without going back in, we talked about it for a minute. So without just completely rehashing that out, I think you said it. One of the two flashy things are Tennessee's front seven and the rushing attack. And I mean, I think they have their work cut out for them, but I like A&M's rushing attack isn't very strong, and they're playing a guy who started the year as a backup quarterback.
Yeah. I mean, Alabama just sacked Max Johnson 5 times this past weekend. So I kind of like that. So I feel like Tennessee definitely goes after him. Mm-hmm. I do think Texas A&M has a good tight end, which is also the younger brother of Max Johnson. So linebackers got to cover.
There's especially no one on campus that has a tight end. I'm sorry. I'm not. But Colts are into some weird stuff, dude.
Linebackers got to be able to cover, especially on third down, get off the field. But yeah, I like what we're getting so far from our defensive front.
Right.
And then Aaron Beasley, dog.
Honestly, Elijah Herring, I'm not ready to crown him dog, but trending dog, Elijah Herring.
Yeah.
Arion Carter, trending dog.
Junior dog.
Junior dog. We do have a Junior Smokey.
It's true.
We also have a Junior Smokey club that I was a part of as a young lad.
Young lad.
I think your parents just have to like sign you up for it, but I got like newsletters and stuff.
Of Smokey?
From Smokey.
Okay.
Yeah. I don't know if they still do that. I hope they do that. That'd be cool.
Well, you probably have yell leaders trying to sign up for that stuff, so
it would be like yeah, probably. It'd be like, do you remember those Sports Illustrated for kids articles or like magazines we used to get in elementary school. They should bring that back, and that's what they should do. A little Junior Smokey, like Sports Illustrated. That'd be sweet.
Like a Smokey comic book.
Yeah. Oh yeah. We're getting a lot of go Vols in the chat, and it's firing me up.
Go Vols, baby.
Go Vols.
Let's go. Let's run the ball and let's blow them out. College football.
There's some exciting games this week. I think started off with the most exciting. I think the most compelling, the most interesting. All eyes east to west are going to be on this game. It's Georgia Vanderbilt, man. Clark Lee, he's just he's really got those boys on the west end playing strong. And if they don't win this game, Landon, they're under construction. I mean, this wasn't going to be an extreme home makeover edition. They're under construction.
Yeah, the only reason why Georgia doesn't cover is just they just stop playing football.
Which is possible.
Yeah.
It's actually I don't know if they've ever done it with Vanderbilt, which is interesting, but there are times where I don't know if Georgia starts playing until like the second or third quarter.
Yeah. Yeah, they're still on Broadway. Just hanging out. Like, oh, yeah, I forgot we had a game today.
How much Georgia's really good. Georgia's a good traveling fan base. That entire stadium is going to be red, and it's just hilarious.
Well, there's not much of that stadium.
Which we didn't end up going last year, but when I called for like group tickets like we did that one year, they flat out told me no, and I think it was because I had an 865 number.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Well, now we have people living in Nashville, and they can call.
Yeah, we're going to have to utilize the 615 number.
Okay.
Or we need to find a way to like weasel our way into an alumni list. We should do that with every school. See if we can get like group codes through like an email list.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure they'll sign up everybody for that. The biggest kind of like punch to the gut I just remembered to unsubscribe the other day. For like the last, what would that be, 10 months, I've been getting emails from South Carolina's ticket department inviting me back for another game. Yeah, that's hurt.
That's kind of depressing.
Yeah. I kind of forgot what games were happening because I wanted to make that Vanderbilt joke. Okay, I just want to laugh. Does LSU really win by 11 on Saturday playing Auburn? That's the spread. That's the current spread.
It is in Baton Rouge.
It is in Baton Rouge. It is at night. LSU's playing pretty good.
Auburn's not good.
Auburn's not good. 11's just a lot of points. I feel like that means they're going to do it. We're betting it.
Yeah.
I think the Kentucky-Missouri game's really interesting for us who have, that's our stretch of games there. Other than that, don't really care. You also have Florida, South Carolina. I don't know which way the trap is, South Carolina -2 or Florida +2, but whichever way you pick or I pick, that's the trap.
Yeah, I agree with that.
So don't bet on that. That is a no bid.
Yeah, I'm not touching that.
No bid. Some old guy I was talking to this morning at the coffee shop, he said that Ohio State's not tough enough for this Purdue game. So he just called out Ron Day. So Ron Day, he was I asked him his age. He was 88 years old. He couldn't remember his grandson's name. But he said, you're not tough. He said, you can't take it to Purdue. So good luck.
You need to get his name so you can give him a shout out after the game.
No, he's just going to be like, that old piece of shit in the coffee shop. Where are you at now? And he's going to actually be on his way to his own funeral when Ron Day does that. So I'm just going to go through some games that I'm intrigued by. And I know we love to hate on the ACC, but are there some good teams? I'm not saying great. I'm not saying championship contenders. Mm-hmm. Are there some good teams in the ACC? I mean, Florida State, UNC, Duke, Clemson, who, again, don't think's great, but like I think they're a good football team. This has got to be the best year for the ACC in a long
Duke's
time.
probably going to go downhill.
Right. They did lose
Their starting quarterback, who was
a lot of the formula.
Yeah.
And honestly, I mean, that's the case for a lot of teams nowadays. The quarterback's the most important position, even more so now, the way offenses are ran. I mean, I think the same can just about be said for all the teams I just named. I mean, we saw what Clemson looks like when Cade Klubnik isn't playing good.
Yeah. I do think North Carolina is better than what people were giving them credit for. I mean, I didn't think they were going to be that great, but I do think they are. I mean, they put it on Syracuse, who I don't think is a terrible football team last week.
Right. And I'm glad you brought up North Carolina because they play Miami this week. This feels like Miami probably wins this game somehow. We were talking about North Carolina. I mean,
will they lose it like they did last week?
Just an absolute buffoon job by Mario Cristobal and his coaching staff. So it feels like they win this. And this is the worst 4-1 football team of all time, correct?
Yeah, but they did beat A&M. They beat the brace off A&M.
That's what I was going to mention. I wish A&M hadn't lost that game because I feel like they're lulling me in to just really wanting the Vol. Like 100% being Vols win mentality. As a non-biased person, as a biased person, you know how I feel. But yeah, they lost to Miami, who just doesn't. They look lame. I don't know.
I'll go on a limb. If Texas A&M didn't get beat by Miami the way that they did, Texas A&M is probably a favorite this weekend.
Oh yeah, probably so. Dude, I hate to get off topic. I'm watching my brother's dog this week, and I've always been like, man, I can't get another dog. Bruce doesn't like dogs. He won't get along. He'll hate a puppy. Dude, they've been best friends.
Really? Yeah.
Well, it kind of helps that Jennings is terrified of other dogs. So for the most part, he just kind of stays out of his way. So that's huge. But when Brutus tries to like play the way Brutus wants to play, he just kind of wants to like chase you around. He wants you to chase him around. He doesn't want you to touch him. And so Jennings won't touch him. So they get along great. Good. So I'm in the market for another dog. I prefer used, but we'll talk. Okay. Yeah, sorry, Brutus is just being loud and rambunctious just now, so that's what made me think of that. I was going to talk some more ACC, but big game this week though, Oregon, Washington.
Yeah, it sucks. It's at 3:30.
It does suck. It's at 3:30.
I mean, that's like primetime Pac-12 after dark. Let's.
That's at least a 9 p.m. kickoff minimum.
Yeah, let's have a 9 p.m. kickoff. Let's score 150 points, and let's have a great game.
That's another thing I need the Pac-12 to understand. I will not watch your games when Mr. Sun is in the sky. You let me get home at 8 o'clock now. You start your game at 8 between 8 and 10. I'm tuning in.
Yeah.
I'm tuning in. I'm not touching it, but I'm curious how much of a trap is Kansas -3? Oklahoma State.
I don't think that's a trap at all.
Okay. All right. I'm doing, and I am using.
I do like Kansas.
Okay. I don't think I'm going to bet it. I will support your alls. I like Kansas -3. It just feels trappy. I'm also using the transitive property a little bit here, whereas Kansas got dog stomped by Texas. Texas looked like butt for like 2 quarters against Oklahoma.
Oklahoma State got beat by South Alabama 33-7.
Oklahoma State's not good. And maybe it was the Friday night factor. But that win over Kansas State kind of reminded me that, like, no matter how bad they are, your boy Gundy can win football games. That, again, could have been the Friday night factor.
Can win football games?
Not a lot of them, but some of them, yes.
He has the ability to win a football game.
He has the ability to win football games. Maybe not 9, 10 regularly, but 5, 6, 7, especially over the state of Kansas. Sure. I don't know. Just wanted to float that one out there. All right. As far as the rest of this week goes, we kind of talked about USC Notre Dame. I knew I was forgetting one. USC Notre Dame. Not touching that.
I kind of want to take the over, but I'm probably not going to touch it either.
Yeah, and you're not convincing me. You're not convincing me to bet on Notre Dame winning by 4. You're not convincing me of that. Sorry.
Nope.
Yeah, I'm not touching that.
Not touching that one.
Caleb Williams is really good. Do not mishear me when I say this. But by far and away the best defense he's going to play all year.
Well, I don't think Caleb Williams can win the Heisman. I don't think it's fair that he wins the Heisman. I mean, I know he has 22 touchdowns and 1 interception. That's pretty damn good. But I think he should be punished for that defense. Somebody has to pay for it. Let it be him.
I mean, I think he could. I think he legitimately could be punished for the defenses he's played thus far. I did forget Utah in that when I said Notre Dame's probably the best. Still maybe the best, but I'll hear your arguments for Utah.
It definitely wasn't Colorado.
The guy is going to have to play 3, you could maybe argue 4 defenses that he won't be able to sleepwalk through.
Yeah. Well, I'm looking at their schedule. I would have 22 touchdowns and 1 interception against some of these defenses.
I would have at least 16.
Yeah.
And if we're talking NCAA, I would have said NCAA record.
Yeah.
Especially my creative player. He's pretty good. Rowdy Beers, he's a go-getter.
Guy.
I have a defensive end who's dude person. He's a great athlete. He is white. Rowdy Beers, he is of a different color. He has dreads. He looks cool. All right. I don't have any other games I really care to talk about. There's some other Pac-12s. I think the Pac-12 After Dark is at least going to be like entertaining though. If you want to, I can't remember who it is. Is it UCLA? No, maybe not. Maybe I lied. They're 8 p.m. They're borderline. They're getting there.
Yeah. I do.
You do get a Hawaii special this week. 11 p.m. kickoff. I'm getting old. I've not had the ability to stay up till 2 a.m. on Saturdays. This might be the first week. I might just go ahead and put in my DoorDash order for like 12:30 Saturday night, just so they know, like, hey, we need to get that out to them.
What about Louisville, Pittsburgh? Trap game. Louisville,
yeah, probably. Okay, I said Miami was the worst 4-1 team. Louisville's the worst undefeated team. You would have fooled me if you said they were undefeated.
They put it on Notre Dame last week.
They did. And I think some of that is I watched a lot of that Georgia Tech game. And so, yes, you are getting a reaction from someone who has watched not even entire Louisville game.
Well, Louisville can't decide if they want to stay in the ACC or join the Big Ten because they scored 39 points against Georgia Tech, 56 against Boston College, and then a whopping 13 against NC State.
Yeah. Again, the worst 6-0 football team maybe of all time.
And a lot of people are going to take them against a 1-4 Pitt team because they beat
Correct.
Notre Dame.
Pitt's not good either, to be fair. Pitt's the worst 1-4 football team of all. I'm just kidding. Just start throwing that out every time I see someone's record. They are the most middle of the road 6-0 team I've ever seen in my life. Most middle of the road.
USC's got to be up there too.
USC's it's their defense that's atrocious. Their offense is obviously very good. I mean, they score at will. Yeah, I want to know. Do you think Lincoln Riley feels shameful at night, or do you think he even cares? Because I would just like to know that he's at least like he goes home, and a lot of coaches, if you coached, you were pissed off after wins. Yeah. I just don't know if he's ever mad after wins.
Well, his first game in the Big Ten, he's going to have to win it like he's going to score like 24 points and have a chance to win, and he's just going to have a heart attack.
Yeah. I'm not saying he has to say it publicly. I don't need to hear it from Lincoln Riley's mouth. He doesn't need to say it to the team. I just need maybe his wife to come out and be like, I told him good game when he got into bed, and He told me to shut the hell up, that his defense played terrible. But I don't think he does it. I think he cooks a terrible brisket to celebrate, probably drinks, I don't know, Miller High Life, and goes to bed. And I think that's disrespectful to the game of football, and he should be banned forever.
Okay, so he should be punished also for their bad defense.
Over Caleb Williams, for sure. Caleb Williams is going to be punished when he gets drafted by the Chicago Bears. Plenty enough.
Or
does his dad not understand that the worst team gets the first pick every year? He can come out 10 years from now. He's going to go to probably the Chicago Bears still at this rate.
He might go to the Giants.
Possible it goes to the Giants. You could get 2 number 1 quarterbacks overall. You're going to be the new Cleveland Browns, Carolina. Congratulations.
They don't have a first round pick. I wish they did.
They traded it for Bryce Young, didn't they?
Mm-hmm.
They'll trade back. They'll trade Bryce Young for another first round pick. They'll go get that one back. If they want to, you'll know they're the true Cleveland Browns if they go get that one back, Landon.
Yeah, the one good thing about sucking is like you get a first round pick, and the Panthers don't even have that, so it just double.
I would also like to know what's his threshold, because any team worth a crap isn't going to have either they're not going to have enough capital to trade up to number 1, or they're just not going to be willing to do it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know if it was accurate or not, but I saw that list he dropped of teams that he would play for, and I think the only one that has been playing bad this year is the Cowboys.
I think it would be awesome if Caleb Williams ended up. I feel like that. I can't remember that list, but I feel like that list he dropped, like 90% of them, maybe all of them, had a franchise quarterback on their roster.
Wouldn't that be hilarious if Caleb Williams ended up with the Dallas Cowboys and they still didn't win anything? That'd be the most Dallas Cowboys thing ever.
I mean, I can guarantee you they won't.
No, not when Patrick Mahomes is still in the league.
The Kansas City Chiefs might be interested in him. You don't know, Landon. Also, I'm sure an organization just loves hearing your dad come out publicly and say that. Because, I mean, I know there was a lot of people that didn't love the way Archie handled the Eli situation. I mean, it's Archie Manning, so he had some goodwill built up, but I know a lot of people weren't fond of it per se. So,
yeah. All right, we doing picks?
Yeah, and you all still haven't put in your week 6 picks. You freaking bums.
Before we get into the picks, though, can we just take a look at this Iowa-Wisconsin line? I don't think I've ever seen anything this low in my life. 34.5, and it's still going to be under.
That's one you absolutely don't touch. But if you're going to bet on that game, Wisconsin -10.
Yeah,
I mean, they're not good. They're not good, but they're going to win by 30.
Iowa didn't complete a pass to a wide receiver last week.
Who'd they complete a pass to? Was it a fullback? That would be
he was a tight end.
Dang it. He's a border. Listen, he used to be a fullback back in the day. We'll count it.
Not at Iowa. They're just converted offensive linemen that can move.
Fair.
Let's take the over, just not as a pick, but let's take the over and cheer for points. I feel like that would be so much fun.
That was kind of my I picked some unders, and it just sucks to even root for an under. So I stayed with overs this week.
Okay. You want to go first?
Yeah, let me pull it up to be sure what it is, or I'll say it. I got away from the system last few weeks. Don't stray from the system. It's Florida State over. I think it's 55.5, 56.5. Do what?
That's my system pick, though. I told you I'm going to bet that every week regardless.
Dylan, you're an
Dylan, I bet it like the first 3 weeks. I bet it like the first 3 weeks. You don't get to just claim it because you said it.
Just because I was on vacation doesn't mean y'all can slander me, all right? I'm not using any picks. Landon's over here using Sportsline to pick his picks. I don't hear.
I can't hear you because you're breaking up. Second of all, I didn't slander you. I just accepted the slander without doing any further research. I'm Fox News, CNN at best. So I cannot be held liable. Can't.
You're like the getaway driver for Grand Theft Auto.
Not true. But yeah, I'm going for it. It is 56.5. Also, I don't expect that to trend down, but since we're not doing it on Thursday, this week, you can take it either what it is now. If it goes up, 57, 58 somehow, you can choose to take it what it is now or what it is Thursday night. Or no, we said you can always take it at its best before kickoff, didn't we? Didn't we say that?
You have to send some type of proof.
What do you mean? So you just have to double down to get it?
Yeah, essentially.
Okay, so you have to double down on the best pick. I'm in. I like that. That's the only
if it drops.
Yeah. I mean, obviously you wouldn't take it if it went up, but yeah.
Fair.
All
right. That's my first one. And that one's off the board. So everyone else.
Dylan, what did the Discord say?
I don't know because I'm not in it.
All right. What are you taking? And what's Joey taking? Because apparently he's just tailing you.
I mean, you already called out my first one, the system play, Florida State over.
All right.
It's undefeated this season.
Well, if everybody's on it, I gave into peer pressure. I'm riding it too, baby.
Jesus, this sucks. This is lame as I hate everyone. All right, there's no way anyone's on my second one. It's over 47, Alabama, Arkansas. Shut the up.
I swear.
We're not giving the people any variety. Landon, if you pick this, I will walk to your house and kick you in the balls.
But it's okay. I'll switch that one out because I had 3 over under I like, so I won't take
that. No, because then if it loses or if it wins and your other one loses, it's all we're gonna hear. You take what you want to take. No, you play the game. You play the game.
I'm knowingly not taking it.
Respect the game, Dylan. Unlike Joey, who just tails the best guy.
That might be why I'm dropping off of it if you're taking it.
That's fair. Although, don't start talking too quick. My first 3 weeks were hot. So don't. We dip.
All right, my next one is LSU Auburn under 61.
You say the under in the Auburn game?
Yeah.
Okay. What was it at? 66?
61.
61. Okay. Oh, so I guess I'm up. Okay.
LSU's wore out from last week. That's my. Auburn's just not great.
Mine is another system pick that I've strayed from, and to the good people, to the Dukes of James Madison University, I would like to offer a formal apology for straying from a system pick. I won't do it again. I'm taking the Dukes -6 over Georgia Southern.
I like it. I contemplated it. Didn't take it, but I like it.
All right.
My next one, you were already talking crap about it, but Kansas -3.5.
Okay. I don't hate it. It just feels trappy to me. I think it's at Oklahoma State too. The air's different. The air's different there.
I'm still riding it.
What do you got?
I don't hate it. You're up.
I'm up. I just went.
And then me and Dylan went.
Oh, okay. I got UNC -3.
All right. There's
Miami
gonna be
sucks.
Do what?
Miami sucks.
So did it come down to -3? Because I don't have that updated on DraftKings.
That's what I got when it first came out.
Gotcha. You're a lucky man. I have him at -3.5. I'm taking that too. I'm with you, man. I think UNC's good.
Yeah,
I get it done this week. I will say I was debating.
It's in Chapel Hill too.
Do what?
It's in Chapel Hill too.
I like it. I was debating that one, and I was debating on taking USC +2.5. Because here's the thing, they can score, and I don't know if Notre Dame can score at that rate.
Yeah.
but I don't believe in it enough. I believe in the Tar Heels. I'll have my Argyle on underneath my orange.
I like it.
I won't. That's a lie. I'm sorry. I lied. D-Bloom?
You're gonna hate to hear this, but that was mine as well. UNC -3.5. Listen, if they're good picks, they're just good.
We're on the Discord picks. So
Yeah, I did join a Discord yesterday. It must be the same one. Were there? I mean, so I was scrolling through. There were just like there were a lot that I didn't feel great about. Is that so? Are we like just not a good week of betting for college football? Like not a lot of friendly looking lines. Is that where we're at?
Yeah, there's not a lot. I don't love.
Yeah.
There's a lot of big lines out there that I don't love touching.
Yeah, almost like one of the ones that's almost feels like I'm almost positive it's gonna hit. I shouldn't say almost positive. You talk about the big lines, one that I'm like, I kind of want to take. It's LSU.
-11.
Yeah, it just feels like Auburn stinks that bad. I think LSU.
When you said that originally, I thought you were thinking Auburn covers when we were talking about it earlier.
I was just 11's a lot, and so
Agreed.
That's why I said that. But LSU, I think if this is like a noon or even 3:30 game, there might be some hangover from a wild finish in Columbia. But I think Death Valley is different at night. There's gonna be a lot of. It's gonna be hard for those guys to not get up just fine for a crappy Auburn team. Auburn can't score. LSU, that's one of the things they really got going for them. Jaden Daniels is good. I mean, he gets murdered every game, but he's good.
I know Auburn did show up against Georgia.
I'm telling you, it's Jordan Hare, and it's the oldest rivalry in the South. There's so much weird that exists in that rivalry. Then you add in Hugh Freeze, which makes things weirder. That rivalry is just weird. I don't think you can look at that game at all. You never bet on rivalry games. Ever. Unless it's the rivalries Tennessee's been in like the last 15 years, because you knew they were going to lose to Alabama. You knew they were going to beat Kentucky and Vandy. So it's about the only ones you would ever bet on.
What did y'all get Florida State at? 56?
56.5.
Yeah.
Okay. Is it my turn? Yeah, I think it is. I have one more. I'm going Missouri +3 over Kentucky.
I was leaning Kentucky on that one, but I don't love it, so I stayed away.
I just think, Missouri's pretty good. They can score.
Well, go out, buddy.
And I think their defense is pretty good too. I just don't think Kentucky.
If they can pass the ball, they're going to win. But
yeah, I think Kentucky kind of got hurt last week. I think their feelings are a little bit down in the dumps. So
they get smoked.
So you are taking that one?
Yeah, I like that. I think it's down to -2.5 right now. So
yeah, it's 2.5 on FanDuel.
Yeah.
All right, I like it.
Right.
I feel good about this week. I think this is the week.
Just turn around.
Yep.
Anybody get Joey's picks?
He's just tailing you. His system picks are just to tail you.
Well, I mean, I can't help that.
I'm not dogging you. I'm just telling you.
Guys, what about the over or the under in Washington, Oregon?
What's it at?
67.5.
Well, you got two Heisman candidates.
It's not late. It's not late enough. It's not late enough. That's a 10 p.m. game. That over's hidden. It's not late enough.
Yeah,
that's noon. That's noon. Oh,
that's
you're
what
saying
I'm
take the under?
Take the under.
Okay. I'm not taking the under either. I'm too scared.
Yeah.
You get a profit boost, 50% profit boost on DraftKings.
Don't care. Not touching it. You can also lose the same amount of money, so I'm out.
I'll dabble.
All right. That's
All
all. Oh, I guess we got stupidity. Whoops. Do we have any other questions, by the way?
No, I think that's all we got.
Okay. I'll start off with stupidity. Do you remember, was it last summer that the Kentucky athletic department between Cal and Stoops just made asses of themselves publicly all the time?
Mm-hmm.
That was awesome. Loved that. Mark Stoops' comments, surely someone said, hey, that wasn't smart. And I know he wants to go with the whole context thing. He was responding to a caller. He said, fans have a right to complain. I give it to them. I just encourage them to donate more because that's what those dudes are doing. I can promise you, Georgia, they bought some pretty good players. You're allowed to these days. We could use some help. I mean, he told every player on that roster they're not good enough to beat Georgia, right? Yikes. Right. And then also, I get coaches imploring the fans to donate to NIL because it is crucial. But saying that he can't get over the hump of beating good SEC teams because the fans won't donate to NIL seems like you're kind of passing the buck off here, Mark Stoops. I don't know, man. Seems like you may not know you're the head coach of that football program. I don't know. It doesn't stop there, though, boys. Don't worry. Another caller, he asked about winning 2 SEC games against teams that finished with a winning record in the conference since he got to Kentucky. He said, I don't believe that statistic you're saying is right. Don't worry. Someone did the research. That statistic is absolutely correct. So, Mark Stoops, buddy. Yeah, I don't think he'll be doing a call-in show next week. I could be wrong, but I don't know if I would.
Honestly, I kind of love that he just like, yeah, that's not true.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, respect that.
Right. To be fair,
like, there's no way.
Yeah, to be fair, I don't know if anyone in the office was just like, hey, Mark, do you know? Like, how would he know that?
What about him just slumped back in the chair?
Yeah, he's not been a good week for him. He's taking this loss hard, which is, I guess, encouraging to UK fans. But
did you already say that the Georgia comment?
Yeah.
Okay.
I got one more for Kentucky athletics, though. It's all kind of combined. I've got 3 all combined.
I love that Austin White is doing our tailgate this week.
I can't help that your coaches say dumb things. That's not my fault. It's not my fault. And if he wears blue on Saturday, we're gonna make him watch from Henley Street Bridge. Watch the tailgate.
Okay.
If he wears Kentucky blue, he can wear South Louisville blue. I'll allow it. If you need a shirt, let me know. So there's a beautiful, gorgeous home listed on Zillow right now in Lexington, Kentucky. It's listed for $849,000 A-dub. That'd be a nice little commission check if you want to get on that. At the very end, it has the explanation, the details of the house, what's special about it. The last line of this says, as per seller, UK fans, this house is close enough for Coach Calipari, I don't care. It's close enough to Coach to borrow your weed eater, but apparently too far from him to return it. Coach Cal, crappy neighbor. News update.
Wow.
Yeah.
There's no way he actually weed eats.
Yeah, what do you think he borrowed it for?
Huh?
People are asking.
Who knows?
He probably tried to use it on Mark Stoops.
Whoa. Someone did attack Casey Dutton with a weed eater one time. He got shot dead, but
yeah,
he did try.
My stupidity is Aaron Torres. He said, maybe this will make me unpopular, but it'll make me sound like a hater, but Pat McAfee has made College Game Day unwatchable. Really talented guy, great at what he does, but College Game Day is about college football. McAfee is about McAfee, just not my thing. We can't say that a guy is about himself and literally the entire show is about Deion Sanders. Okay?
That's a good point. It's a good point.
And then we can't say Pat McAfee has made College Game Day unwatchable and then say he's a really talented guy and great at what he does. That makes zero sense.
Also, I mean, I think College Game Day is at one of its heights of popularity. They've made some missteps this year. I don't love the hate to Washington State.
Is Bear gone? Bear's gone, right?
Bear's gone. It's
Bear's
Stanford
gone.
Steve now. Stanford Steve.
Oh,
I don't know what he's at. Huh?
Because Bear was the worst.
Bear is terrible. I think he's doing it on the Big Ten show now.
Oh, good for him. So no one watches it.
Yeah. No, College Game Day rocks. Pat McAfee is, he's probably a little bit too much in your face for some people's style, but it's obviously kind of resonating with it. And I mean, we've talked about this. Sports is entertainment. Like there is an avenue for the breakdown, the serious, but at the end of the day, it's entertainment. College Game Day, they can't go over the X's and O's for every college football game that's happening that day. Or the 30 that they talk about primarily, they pick on. So I don't know what they want. It should be fun. And that's really it. So I don't get it. I'm with you. That was I saw that. That was very dumb.
You want somebody with some personality. I mean, Lee Corso is on his last leg. Let's be real. That entertainment aspect of Lee Corso is kind of like gone.
Yeah, you only get him for 10, 15 minutes of the show now.
Yeah, Desmond isn't entertaining.
I think they do.
Kirk is good at what he does, but he's not like
Kirk's a straight man.
Yeah, he's not super entertaining.
Yeah, he's there to talk football.
Yeah.
Chris sets the stage for everything. I really don't know what role Desmond is. In what I'm saying now. And then you have Pat, who's just kind of off the wall, and you're right. He is replacing Corso, in kind of that, like off the wall, we'll say crazy stuff, entertainment, like really entertainment role. Also people want to say Pat doesn't know ball. I know there for a while, he was leading the picks.
Yeah.
He was ahead in the picks. As a guy that's in last, I'm not saying that's your requirement for knowing ball.
He picks wherever he's at. He's not picking against the home team.
Well, I'm not just talking about the final pick. I'm talking about overall.
I know. Yeah.
Yeah, Pat knows how to get the crowd going. That's a good point too. Except for Washington State, which I didn't love that. They only went after them because Washington State went after Corso, but I haven't heard them go after Ryan Day, which I know Corso's their own, but I feel like we got to protect old people. All old people should be under protection.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, respect your elders, Ryan Day.
The thing I think's ruined College Game Day is doing that mic'd up with the coach that's just walking around the field. That's the dumbest thing ever.
Yeah.
Sometimes it is fun. Lane Kiffin's always good on it, but like, I don't want to hear Mark Stoops huff and puff around the field for 15 minutes.
Unless he's got a weed eater.
Wrong coach. He returns the weed eaters apparently. He hadn't had a bad review from a neighbor yet. So Landon's all about the slander on here.
Well, one tried and he got by the weed eater. So
I think mine is USC trying to simulate rain with those little sprayers.
Yeah, it's like,
what are you doing?
It's like, dude, that is weed killer. You can't just be spraying that on people.
Yeah, they didn't tell them. The maintenance crew forgot to wash them out. So
yeah, you know, in downtown LA, they don't really know what that is. They're like, this looks like water. Got to be water.
Right.
I mean, I guess that would make it harder to catch if they were spraying weed killer in their eyes. So that might be their goal in all of this. So if that's the goal, good on them. Mission accomplished.
How does that actually simulate rain? I feel like when it comes to rain, you're more worried about slipperiness of the field.
Honestly, I wish they would just had a 5-gallon bucket and just like right before the ball got there, just dumped it on their head. That would have been hilarious.
They're in LA. They have access to studios that make rain every day. They couldn't borrow something, pay for rent something. It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Also, have you ever gotten rained on in the same manner that sprayer coming out of one of those is sprayed?
They're like spraying.
You're
like in their face.
You're simulating a sprinkler.
Yeah, best. Like rain doesn't come like this way. It comes from the top. According
to Forrest Gump, it comes all sorts of ways. But I digress. Sometimes it even felt like it was coming up from the ground.
Big old fat rain.
And one day it just stopped.
Yeah, that was dumb. But gotta love it.
I wonder if they use sprayers for those scenes. I wonder what they use.
When you got up, I was telling Dylan that maybe it was just actual weed killer and it made it more difficult for them to catch. So mission accomplished.
Their just eyes are burning.
Yeah.
Still got contacts in, man. Does Caleb Williams still paint like FU or whatever on his fingernails?
I don't know. Surely not.
You think he like got reached out to by someone? That feels like a kid asking for help, right? Like that. He's goth, right?
Yeah.
Okay. That's so punk. It's so punk rock.
I'm going to talk with Jimmy Butler.
Oh yeah.
Good call.
Maybe is Goth in?
It's about. I feel like it's about time for it to make its rounds again, right?
Yeah.
It's been out of style for a while.
All right. Let's all wear black.
Down.
Yeah.
Is that why we did dark mode?
Be careful. They'll say it's your Super Bowl.
Yeah.
I just want them to know this week's my Super Bowl. And then the next week.
Yeah.
And then the next week. It was fun last year. We won like what, 5 Super Bowls last year?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I mean, I had to start on another hand.
I got more than Tom Brady now.
Oh yeah.
Actually, I think I have the exact same. We haven't won a lot of Super Bowls the last couple of years, but it's good to be winning them. It's good to be. I'd rather be winning them.
Yeah. All right. Anything else?
That's it for me.
Guys, it's been fun. Thanks for getting here a day early. We'll have a wedding this weekend. We have a great tailgate coming up, sponsored by our buddy Austin White at Realty Executives. Go check him out for your home buying needs. He'll set you up nicely. Did a great job with me.
You can sell homes too.
Yeah, just anything with that process, he's in. Love the guy to death, and he'll do a great job for you. Does a great job of breaking it down for you, making it easy, not making you do a whole lot of work, making it stress-free. So go give him a call. He will be at the tailgate, so just come by. And
he will not be working.
He will be working. He always takes calls.
No, I know, but we'll make sure he won't be, but he'll give you his phone number.
He's like LeVar Ball, except never off. Never off.
He will give you his phone number, and you can call him Sunday morning at like 7 a.m.
Okay. Yeah, that's cool. He'll probably be up. He has kids.
Right. Another real quick, 2 more shout outs. University Traditions. They still have some more important issues hat in stock. They also just dropped 2 smoky hats. They're gorgeous. Can't wait to get them. Put them on my head, my beautiful bald head. And then also make sure you check out Rowback. Landon is wearing some Rowback gear right now.
Yep.
It's beautiful. Love I know it's fall. Don't get me started, but it's a good looking shirt regardless.
Yeah. 20% off with promo code More Important Issues. Q-zips, hoodies, polos, shorts, joggers. I just got a pair of joggers. They are sick.
Comfy?
Oh yeah.
Like sleeping comfy?
I mean,
you can wear them anywhere, right?
Off.
You got him in the hot tub yet with him on?
Not yet, but I will. Yeah.
Good.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, you could. Yeah, you could maybe have him as a wetsuit. Maybe I can get like a black Q-zip and just have a full-on wetsuit from it. So
you should do that, actually.
Yeah. Go check them out. Use promo code More Important Issues. 20% off your first purchase. And yeah, do it. Thank y'all. We're bringing the boat in, and we out.